in this video, I'm gonna go over 5 things negative and 5 things positive I think you should know before going out and purchasing these microphones. So before we get too deep in this video, the links to these microphones will be down in the description. Just a heads up, the first thing we're gonna go over are the positives, 5 positives. I'm gonna go through these pretty quick. The first positive is the battery life. In these things, the battery life lasts 7 hours on the transmitters and the receiver. 7 hours is really good for what we do if we're going out fishing. We're usually not out there over 7 hours, but if we are, it's great that it has USB-C, so if you need to, you could plug in one of these things right here. It's just a little battery that has a little USB port outside of it. Plug it in, and now you have, shoot, God knows how long this battery is gonna last. Only negative about doing it this way is you can't really clip without worrying about this just coming out. So just stick it in your pocket and you're good to go. So these will be down in the description as well if you wanna purchase them. All right, so the next thing we're gonna talk about is the 40-hour record time at 32-bit. You know what 32-bit is? If you don't, I have a video. Check it out. I will have a link in the description. But that also makes it good with these, because I'm sure these will last 20 hours, 25 hours. There's no way you could run out of record time because it has 40 hours. Like I said, the longest we will be out on the boat, the longest is 8 to 9 hours. That's the longest. So I don't have to worry about, with the Rode Wireless Go 2, I had to worry about 8-hour record time. And then it would record over what it's already recorded in the beginning of that day if you go over the 8 hours. So that did suck. And this whole time I thought I was shooting 32-bit audio on it, so I never wanted to change it to the 24-hour option. I always left it in the 8-hour option to get the highest quality. Most of the time, we never went over 8 hours, but just those chances that you do, it would rewrite. So this having 40 hours, there's no way in this world that you're gonna shoot 40 hours of recording in a day or in a time, like you were gonna have time to dump these microphones and then start over. So 40 hours means you never have to worry about rewriting over footage again, unless you just forget to format. And if that's the case, that's your fault. All right, so positive thing number 3 is time code. Time code is important. When we are shooting, we always have more than 2 cameras on set, so it's really good to be able to time up all the footage later with time code instead of timing it all up the old-fashioned way. Maybe not even the old-fashioned way, but old-fashioned to us, we would just time it up the hard way, which is with audio. You know, crank it way up, match it up, you know, whatever. But now we have time code. We do not have to worry about that, which is phenomenal. Time code is great. You do have to check and make sure everything's in sync about every 4 hours, but that's really not that big of a deal. Do it one time, it's instant. You don't have to worry about it. Just retime everything back up and then you're good to go. All right, so thing number 4 is the 3.5mm headphone jack. Not only is it a headphone jack, not only is it a lavalier jack, but it also has locks. Having locks is, oh my God, I can't get over how convenient it is. We have very energetic people on the boat. The host of this show that I work on is super energetic. Sometimes his mic would unplug with the Rode Wireless Go 2. With these, like I said, we've shot several shows already and the mics never unplug. So freaking convenient. Lock it, you don't have to worry about it. Of course, you still gotta monitor your audio with your camera because that's what smart people do, but you normally don't have to worry about it. It's fantastic. Also, speaking of a 3.5mm headphone jack, it comes with 2 lavs as well. That's a huge positive. It comes with 2 $100 lavs that are freaking amazing. They sound good, they're great microphones. All right, and item number 5 is now it has a charging box. Lord help me, this thing right here. I've always promoted these, made videos on these. These are great, but when you put your Rode Wireless Pros in here, they like to overheat. With these are made by a first party Rode Wireless, made by Rode. They don't overheat, it charges twice, which is great. So you get a total of about 20-something hours with everything. And it's first party. You don't have to go out and buy a third-party product. It's first party, which comes with the peace of mind of a first-party product. Okay, so now that we got all the positives out the way, let's get into the 5 negatives. These are the things you need to keep in mind before you buy these. The first thing is it comes with 2 boxes instead of 1. Yes, if you're just shooting videos like this at your house or you're shooting little YouTube videos, it don't really mean much to you to have an extra box. But like I said, when we travel, we're always on airplanes. We're always looking for the smallest space to put stuff. And that this is being 2 boxes, it really, I mean, I wish they just would have made it a little bit longer or a little bit fatter or something and then made it 1 box so we don't have to worry about bringing 2. Also, it's another thing to forget. I mean, obviously, you know, I need to glue these together so it's fine, I never forget them, but it is another item that you could forget. Having 2 boxes is pretty annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so speaking of the box, thing number 2 that I dislike is sometimes when you plug this into your computer, it will not recognize all of the transmitters. It only has 2. but the receiver it'll recognize, and usually one of the transmitters. And then usually you have to unplug it again, plug the transmitter that it's not recognizing, take it out, plop it back in, and then plug it in again, and then it will recognize it. You know, that happens way less, like it works correctly more times than it doesn't work correctly, but that is something that I've noticed. Luckily, I've never lost footage. These seem way more dependable. I've never lost footage with that problem. So it's really something that I'm sure they could fix. Or it could be that it's just not seating right whenever I plug it in. It could be that too. But it is annoying. I know I've seen other people are having the same issue online. It's happening across the board with this box. But like I said, it works more than it doesn't work. So it's just something to mention. It's not the end of the world. All right, so item number 3 on my list when it comes to these Rodes. I really wish that these could plug into an iPad and you could dump the footage with the iPad. You know how nice that'd be? Obviously these, when you plug them in, you do not have to open up Rode Central anymore. You can just dump straight from the whole box, from your Finder or File Explorer. You no longer have to open up Rode unless you're wanting to format stuff, but you can just dump straight from Finder. So how cool would it be? The iPad has Finder, it has files. If you plug this in, plug it into your USB-C on your iPad, and it would show up the Wireless Pros just like it does on a computer. You know, people do editing on iPads too. Come on Rode, make this work on Apple iPad or on Apple. Make it work. I don't know. One of y'all, please make it work. That'd be super convenient. Sometimes we're making a social media post and it'd be great to pull the audio straight from the microphones into the iPad, be able to edit crystal clean. I know the files work. I know the 32-bit files work because if I dump them from here, dump them straight into there, it's fine, it works. But I have to use the computer just to get the audio. All right, so now that we got 3 of them out the way, item number 4 is I really wish that you can not use the box sometimes. You could take this right here. Yeah, it's nice to be able to plug it all in here, plug it in USB-C and have it all show up. But sometimes I like to plug in just the Rode. Plug it in, dump it. It'll let you do it, but you have to have Rode Central open. When you're using just the box, you do not have to have Rode Central open. It'll just show up in your Finder. You can drag and drop like I just said. But if I want to plug this in by itself straight into the computer, it makes you open up Rode Central, and then it'll throw up a warning and say, we highly recommend you using the box. So I really don't like you not using the box. You pretty much have to use the box. I wish they would make it a little easier for you to plug in stuff singly instead of the whole box. It'd just be another option to use. It wouldn't be more convenient or anything, but the more options for consumers, in my opinion, the better. All right, so number 5, the last thing that I have to talk about when it comes to the negative with the Rode Wireless Pros is it does not have an option for noise cancellation. This is, again, another option. We already can do noise cancellation in the computer, no problem. But sometimes, like I just said, we're editing stuff fast and it's not for a TV show, social media, and we still want the audio to be clean, but then again, we have a lot of background noise. To have noise cancellation, to give us the option to have it and then not have it when we don't want it, that'd be freaking great. You know, because we're doing TV shows 95% of the time, but that other 5% we're doing social media stuff, and we don't want to have to use Clarity Pro VX to be able to get rid of noise. Like I said, this iPad, real fast, LumaFusion, edit really quick, and then if it had noise cancellation built in, that would be phenomenal. I know LumaFusion has some noise reduction features, but it wouldn't be as good as noise reduction on here, in my opinion, because like I said, I've tried the Hollylands. They have noise reduction, works pretty good. All of my negatives are really more about options for the consumer. I think these things are really not a deal breaker. I think you should pick them up if you're interested. The 32-bit time code, the locks, all of those things, the charger, all of these things are the reason why I bought them. The 32-bit mainly because we have people that yell, scream, and they whisper, and you could just pull that up and it's fine. So anyways, I would highly recommend checking these out. The link will be down in the description. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, and I'll see you in the next video.